It's game week, ladies and gentlemen. The Patriots take on the Commanders on Friday, so they released their unofficial first depth chart before Friday. And I will put an emphasis on unofficial because when I saw this, there were a lot of things that surprised me. Welcome to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And before we break down the depth chart, the bosses, they want me to get a little more subs before we start having watch parties every single game day. So this month, the most subs we've gained on a video is 38. So I'm challenging all the Patriots fans out there. Can we beat it? I know. I want to see 50 on a video, so let's make it happen. Subscribe to Patriots Today for all the news and rumors every single day. The first takeaway that I had, and this is absolutely comical, laughable. What are the Patriots PR doing? Cole Strange was listed as the starting left guard going into Friday's game. And when I saw this, I said, what? Now, they said this was the Patriots media relations that were making this happen. They listed what their projected starters were. And if we look at the offensive line, everything looks good. Will Campbell, left tackle, Garrett Bradbury at center, Mike Onwenu at right guard, and Morgan Moses hopefully at right tackle. He's been dealing with a couple of injuries. He left practice. He was not at the walkthrough today before we get into the joint practice with the Commanders tomorrow. But my initial thoughts are, have the Patriots media relations, have they watched practice at all? Are you kidding me? Putting Cole Strange there at the left guard spot. Starter? That's just not happening. If we look at every single training camp practice that the Patriots have had, Jared Wilson is the starter. He is the starting left guard. This is what everybody has said on Twitter. Everybody has seen. This is from Los Talks Pats, Carlos Lopez. He covers the Patriots. He's an aggregator. He talks about everything. They've been extremely impressed with Jared Wilson. Gaden Wallace said he was really effing good. Milton Williams said the future was bright, and the current belief is that Wilson has won the starting left guard competition over Cole Strange. And then Doug Codd with the Boston Globe, July 30th. It is now. Let's look at the date, August 5th. He has been the starting right guard every single practice, and it appears that he's the new starting left guard. Cole Strange hasn't had a starter rep in over 5 practices. There's no chance in hell that he's going to be the starter. Not a chance. And when Garrett Bradbury was injured for a couple practices, you think, okay, because Jared Wilson's original spot is center, he would go in and take that spot. No, he was locked in at left guard, and Ben Brown was taking over those reps for Bradbury. Cole Strange wasn't anywhere near to be found with the starter reps, so that's just not happening. I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they're just kind of praising some veterans, but that is just wrong, and you'll see on Friday, if all the starters play, Jared Wilson will be a part of that first team group. So I'll ask this question again because we've asked it a lot here on the channel. Who would you have as your starting left guard? Cole Strange, the injury-prone guy, or the new and upcomer who's really impressed throughout camp, Jared Wilson? Type CS for Cole Strange or type JW for Jared Wilson. Another takeaway, and this is part of what I was saying, maybe they're kind of rewarding the veterans here in New England because Antonio Gibson was listed as the running back too. And we see this. Ramondre's going to be the starter. TreVeyon Henderson was listed at running back 3, and then you have Terrell Jennings and Len Larison. Unfortunately, my guy Brock Lampy, the fullback, which I really thought Josh McDaniels was going to re-implement the fullback position, he was placed on IR, so I don't know if that's going to be happening anytime soon. What we've seen, though, is that TreVeyon Henderson has shined at practice. And Antonio Gibson, I will not knock on him at all. Solid 2024 stats. He played on every single game, and halfway through the season, when Ramondre was having his fumbling problems, Antonio became that guy. But if you see the receptions, 23, TreVeyon Henderson, he comes in to be that new passing back, that guy that the Patriots used to have during the Josh McDaniels old dynasty days. Your James White, your Kevin Falk, your Shane Vereen, Dion Lewis. That is your guy. And what we've seen from training camp, TreVeyon Henderson might be the Patriots' best offensive player. He is taking the first team reps with Drake May. Yesterday's practice on the 4th, it was all Henderson all the way. 5 receptions, 3 receiving touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. So this is going back to what we saw with the offensive line. If he is getting with the starting unit every single time, and Antonio Gibson is nowhere to be found, how can you place Gibson as your running back 2. I think Henderson has the opportunity to become the starting running back because in the scrimmage on Friday, we saw Ramondre Stevenson fumble. And if those fumbling problems still continue, Henderson will easily jump to that one spot. I like Gibson, but I think Henderson is going to be that next guy on the chart. My third takeaway, and I kind of expected this, is Christian Ellis starting. There was a big linebacker battle between him, Jelani Tavai, and Jack Gibbons because Talai has been here. He led the team in tackles last season. But when you bring in Robert Spillane, who has looked amazing at training camp, he's your Mike Backer. So the whole position battle was who's going to be at that second spot. And right now, Christian Ellis has taken over that spot at the 2 inside linebacker. And there's a big reason for that because Jelani Tavai has been hurt. He was started on the PUP list. He got activated off the PUP list, and then he got hurt again. So when you're not practicing and you're not showing out, it seems like Christian Ellis kind of took over that spot, and that's what we kind of expected. The Patriots matched that contract as a restricted free agent. The Raiders were going to sign him, and the Patriots were like, oh, no. You're staying here in New England because we really like you, and we see the potential that you have, and you're going to be a part of this team. So I think that Tavai could even be a trade candidate as we get into the 2025 season. Got 2 more takeaways for you guys, but these Drake May jerseys, they're still on sale, and you can get yours today if you want to rep the franchise quarterback. We are just a month away from the season starting, and you can get yours for $104. Chatsports.com/May jersey. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. You can get it in the home blue, but my personal favorite, you can get it on sale in the throwback red. Yeah, get your throwback jerseys. They're wearing them twice this year. Chatsports.com/May jersey. Once again, we'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. My 4th takeaway, Keion White is your starting edge rusher. And I heard it in the comments throughout the whole entire offseason. So I kind of want to take a little victory lap here. And everybody said, Brett, Anthony Jennings has been the veteran. He's a great run defender. He is going to be the starter. Well, unfortunately for Anthony Jennings, he has fallen back behind Keion White and Harold Landry. He just doesn't fit that Mike Vrabel type defense for Jennings. He is a run defender. He's not a pass rusher. I was kind of surprised, though, at K'Lavon Chaisson being behind Keion White. You've seen in training camp that he's kind of been that breakout candidate, and I expected him to be in that starting edge spot. But the big thing for me is I think Anthony Jennings might be on the chopping block. Going with the defensive tackles here, nothing really surprising. You have Milton Williams, Khyiris Tonga, and then Christian Barmore as your third guy. Milton and Barmore will be your starters, and Tonga will be your nose tackle going into that. So I'll ask you guys, because I don't necessarily know with how deep this defense is, that front 5 with Milton Williams, with Christian Barmore, with Harold Landry, and then Keion White on the other side. 6.5 sacks is kind of a reasonable kind of total for him. So I'll ask you, what do you think is going to happen? Over 6.5 or under 6.5? I'm going to go under. I think that with Milton Williams and Christian Barmore and Harold Landry, they're going to be the guys that kind of get to the quarterback a lot more than Keion White. And watch out for K'Lavon Chaisson because he is going to be a star. My 5th takeaway is not really a surprise, but we had a big kicker battle going on throughout training camp, and that's between Andy Borregales, the draft pick out of Miami, and then John Parker Romo. Well, right now, Borregales is your starting kicker, and Parker Romo, he's been great. He's been really, really good, but you have to kind of give it to the rookie kicker if he's just been a star, man. I know Parker Romo has been a vet, but both of these guys have been money, absolute money. Both of them, 4 for 4 on field goals yesterday, hitting up to 54 yards. And the big one right here, neither kicker has missed a field goal in the last 5 practices. So you kind of thinking Mike Vrabel is like, I have no idea what to do here. But there's just one option. You draft a kicker in the 6th round, and he is looking great. He's got to be your starter because you're not going to cut him just wasting a draft pick on that one. You're not going to go with the veteran. You draft a kicker, he's going to be your starting guy. No surprise here with the rest of the depth chart, which I'll show you guys. Drake May, Josh Dobbs. Ben Wooldridge, I think, is going to be cut, but he's obviously going to be on the practice squad as that emergency third quarterback. But it's going to be your 2 guys, Drake May and Josh Dobbs. And to the wide receivers, this has kind of been the battle that we've seen throughout all of training camp. And it's between who is going to be the last 2 guys to fit in this because I think that the Patriots are going to keep 7 on the roster, not 6, 7. And you have Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas, and Kendrick Bourne a little at your wide receiver too. I was a little surprised at that. I kind of thought that Kyle Williams, the rookie who has been one of the top targets for Drake May in training camp, was going to be above him, but no, Kendrick Bourne has also got hurt at the scrimmage, but it looks like that our guy Efton Chisholm though is falling out of the depth chart, and he might be on the chopping block. So it's a little unfortunate for me, as he's one of my he's a fan favorite of me. Tight ends, Jaheim Bell at your tight end 3 spot. They have a lot of tight ends on the roster right now, 6 of them, but it's going to be 2 guys: Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper. Those are going to be your 2. So overall, though, I think that this is going to be a good roster. We've really enjoyed watching Patriots training camp throughout this entire 2 weeks, and we get to see them play on the field. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think of this roster? A, B, C, D, or F? Rate the Patriots roster for me. I'm going to give it a solid B-. This offense still needs to get a little bit better, but the defense looks really, really good, and I think they're going to be a threat. I would rate this defense almost a top 10 defense. For their corners, we'll go through the rest of the depth chart. Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, Marcus Jones, no surprise there. Marcellus Dial, he is listed as your backup to Gonzalez, but unfortunately he came down with a knee injury, so I don't know if he's going to be here. And also no surprise at the safety spot with Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers. But a little note, Craig Woodson, the rookie safety, was getting some reps at safety over Kyle Duggar with the first team. We got you guys covered all throughout the rest of the week. The Patriots, they go with a joint practice with the Commanders tomorrow, and we will be live for the first preseason game on Friday. So make sure you subscribe, and as always, let's go Pats.